Hi, I'm Lou Gallagher.
I'm Corvette Ronnie.
You know, a lot of crazy stuff happened this last week.
Yes.
We Are Men Are So Smart, and we are going to do the Week in Review next. Thanks for watching today. Ronnie and I thought that we would do kind of a new feature here that allows us to talk about some of the stuff that is going on in the headlines, and sometimes a little behind the headlines, if you will, that we call the Week in Review. First off, we've got to talk about the story about the parents with the 13 kids.
Oh, boy, that's crazy. I mean, first of all, who has 13 kids?
And why?
Yeah. Once you've had one or two, well, you had three, but...
You can't give them away.
No.
And you know what another thing is, too? You can't just put a bowl out back.
No.
Which is apparently... what these parents were doing. They literally were feeding them allegedly once a day.
Yeah.
And they were able to bathe once or twice, I think, a year.
Well, that's right on par with me.
They never saw a dentist. Never in their whole life. They were so malnourished that even the older ones that were like 25 looked and appeared to be 13 years in maturity.
I think they said that 29-year-old was like 79 pounds.
Yeah. What goes on in people's heads? You just don't know. But and then here's another thing on that story. I don't know if you saw this or not, but the neighbors were watching them, and they slept all day, and then they did stuff at night.
Right.
Neighbors would actually see them marching through the windows in their house, single file, and they were actually seen one night at midnight planting sod.
Right. I heard that.
In the yard.
Yep.
So...
you get enough workers there.
Yeah.
You don't really need to go down to Home Depot or hire any. You got a whole work crew.
This is not funny. It's not. You have to be on the lookout for things like this in your neighborhoods.
You know, but I heard one neighbor say, if you don't see anything, which they weren't, you can't say anything. You know, it's the whole see something, say something. But you know, if you, and one neighbor, I think they had just moved in within the last year or two, said they knew immediately that's the house with 13 kids, but they never saw them, and they knew they were homeschooled, and so, yeah, you know, that's great. Their kids don't come out and cause a ruckus.
You know, I suppose, but, you know, they were using that veil of homeschool,
right,
as more of a brainwashing cult, it would appear.
Yeah.
Thank God that one girl had the wherewithal to plan for 2 freaking years to escape this, and she had the courage to do it.
Yeah. To
save her brothers and sisters.
Yeah, because the story I heard was 2 of them actually broke out, but the slightly older girl
turned back.
She was afraid, and you know what? That's the type of psychological warfare that people will play. Like, hey, you can go ahead and escape, but then we're going to kill all your brothers and sisters.
Yeah, and when authorities did come to the house, they found, I believe, 2 or 3 kids that were actually chained to the bed.
Yeah. Chained
to the bed.
Yeah.
Imagine that life. The innocence of childhood taken away. I can't imagine how you recover for something like that.
You psychologically, you never will. Yeah, you can become fairly normal, but you'll never be completely normal.
Next up on the Week in Review, I cannot believe that people are making a huge deal out of the president's weight. Now, first of all, allegedly, this whole segment should be called allegedly.
Yeah.
The president is 6'3" and 243 pounds.
Yeah.
No one believes that. They think he's more like 286. 300.
No way.
And here's what I don't understand. Okay, so you're against the president, so you're making a big deal out of the fact that he's unhealthy, when really you should be rooting for him to put more weight on.
Right. Yeah.
And be even more unhealthy.
Yeah, if you really hate him,
Yeah.
then, yeah, send him some fried foods. You know, it's
Hey, President 29, you got impeached. Why? I was overweight.
Yeah.
Yeah, by 7 pounds.
Yeah. Well, you know what? He weighs pretty much the same as an NFL linebacker. So
Good luck.
Yeah, I think he's right on par.
You take that little North Korean guy right out of the picture. That's what we should do. Pay-per-view. Yeah. Oh, no, on the Gallagher Network. Yes, I'm down.
Well, and then it also came out apparently that he takes Propecia, which is
that's a skin.
No, it's a hair.
Oh, okay.
It's a hair thing for to thicken your hair up a little bit. I believe. I think
his hair is really kind of thin.
Maybe it's not Propecia. Maybe it's.
I think you might be right.
Whatever it is, it's the one that thickens your hair.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Who cares?
Yeah.
If he takes Viagra, who cares?
I don't care what he looks like.
He's not taking frickin' meth or fentanyl or crack or, you know what? He's taking something that you can buy over the counter.
And you know what pisses me off? I'll tell you what pisses me off. You know what he's doing? He's following through on the things that he promised.
Yeah.
What kind of president is that?
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, we don't need any of that.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
All right, the government is shut down. How does that affect us?
I don't think anybody will notice any difference.
No. End story.
Yeah.
A few agencies may not get paid. Things happen.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's not going to stay shut down forever.
Just flip the light switch back on and we're back in business. It's that simple. Okay?
The only downside I can think of is some of the parks. Some of your national parks will be closed. But, I mean, if you're going to Yosemite or wherever, just push it back a couple weeks. I don't see that it's going to have a big impact on too many people. Well,
next story up is there is a possibility in the Las Vegas shooting that there may be another person of interest. And in discussing this a little earlier with Ronnie here, what is your take on this, Ronnie?
Well, I think it's somebody that probably knew. So it's going to be somebody that's being charged with being complacent and not, when they knew something, they didn't say something. Mm-hmm. And whether that's the girlfriend, and I have a feeling that the girlfriend is probably singing like a bird because she doesn't want to go to prison. So it's probably something that she is giving investigators because obviously they can't interview the man who did the shooting anymore. So that's my take. Is that?
But they're denying that she's involved.
They are denying she's involved. However, he did transfer a large sum of money to her
Explain
just a day
that.
or two before.
Yeah, and she just happened to be out of the country.
Yeah, that's very, very convenient.
In the Philippines, of all places.
Yeah.
What a violent, turbulent country that is, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll keep you posted on that. I always have that kind of in the back of my head thinking about that shooting because it's unlike anything that's ever happened to us before in our life that I'm aware of. Anyway. All right, so this week in our next story, I was trying to text people through Facebook Messenger on my iPhone. I have a 6 Plus. We're recording on it as we speak. I wonder if they'll give me a free month.
Oh, that'd be nice.
I doubt it. No. Okay, so it would only allow me to type like 4 letters, and then it would hang up. It'd get stuck, and you couldn't hit the space button. You couldn't hit the back button. You couldn't do anything. It would just lock up. So I would have to type 1 word at a time to people in a message. This crap is space. God damn it, is the.
You're making it sound like it was inconvenient. I don't see the downside. It sounds like it's okay to me.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to show you on my phone some of those messages. I'm trying to communicate with friends one word at a time, and it just is not working.
So did you update your phone then? They just had the new iOS update.
Well, when is the new one that you're talking about? Is it the one that was like 2 weeks ago or a week ago?
No, probably like 1 week ago.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Well, I did, and that's when this all started.
Ruh-roh, I haven't checked my phone.
So people are saying right now that they're watching the show, they're going, well, hey, dumbass, did you just try turning it off and turning it on? Really? Do I look like an idiot? Of course I tried that. It didn't work.
That's amazing. But you know what? That's a good hint, because when my mother-in-law calls me, something wrong with her phone, right? First thing I tell her to do, turn your phone off, turn it back on. Yeah. Oh, it works now.
Yeah. Well, it didn't in this case. Yep. Okay, so.
Did you check the air in the tires?
I did, and I was checking online doing the research because that's what I do. Yeah. And I found that there was this other glitch that was unrelated to the glitch that I had, and they said, "Well, that glitch is taken care of." And I said, "Oh no, it isn't."
Not exactly.
No, but the next day it was fine.
That's weird.
It's a mystery.
That's too weird.
All right, so what about this next story? Aaron Rodgers and Danica Patrick,
the power couple. What are they going to call them?
Let's see.
Dayron?
Dayron? Erica. Aronica. No. So Aaron Rodgers and Danica Patrick are an item. And, men don't really care about gossip. But I don't get it. Both of them have kind of broken up recently.
Yeah.
Danica with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. at the end of the NASCAR season, I think it was back in November, and Aaron Rodgers was dating that Munn girl, and that was just a huge disaster. But they're together, and they say they met at the ESPYs several times and became friends, and noticed that they had a lot of things in common.
Wow. And like they're multimillionaires?
Well, yeah.
That's always a good thing to have in common.
And as
I met my wife.
Really? At the ESPYs? How weird. I didn't know. So she's going to run what we call in racing, motorsports, the double. She's going to run the Indy 500 in the morning, hopefully run the whole race, which is where she originally started, in that division, in Indy cars. Right. Or at least open wheel racing for the most part. And so she's going to run the Indy 500, and then she will be teleported.
Catching a flight.
Yeah. Beam me up to Daytona, where she will then be in the car, NASCAR, in the big series for the Daytona 500. So it's only been done a couple times that I'm aware of. Kurt Busch was being considered for it, and he I guess he couldn't get the funding to make it happen.
It's tough. I mean, the last person I'm aware of that did it was Bobby Gordon, and that's been a few years ago.
Robbie Gordon, right?
I'm sorry, Robbie Gordon.
Okay,
yeah, Robbie Gordon did it a few years ago, and I don't think he was very successful in either of them.
Yeah, honestly. I think he crashed out.
Yeah, so I mean, it's very taxing. It's unbelievably taxing, and I can only imagine, because you're in each car for 3 hours.
At least.
Yeah, a minimum of 3 hours.
You hope.
Yeah. So, and if there's any delays, if there's a rain delay, then it can't happen. One of them's not going to happen.
Yeah, they have a backup for that, though.
So, I mean, it is. Everything has to fit. It's got a lot of moving pieces.
It does.
For sure.
It does.
Yeah.
So we'll see if that happens. No deference to her, but she has a propensity to crash out of races.
Yeah.
So she may get to the Daytona 500 really early, before the fans get there.
Yeah, she might be the first one there.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about some football. We've got playoffs going on, and at the time of this video shoot, we have 4 teams remaining. Ronnie, bring us up to speed, would you?
Well,
or can you?
I can a little bit, because I am still kind of boycotting football,
right?
Because of the whole national anthem thing.
Yeah.
take it for what it is.
While you compose yourself, it has been announced that in the 2019 season, the players will actually be in the locker rooms during the national anthem.
I'm all for it.
I saw end of problem.
All for it.
And
that's the way it should be, probably.
But think about this for a second. A couple ruin it for most.
Yeah.
Really? Are you that self-centered?
Yeah.
You stay in the locker room.
Well, and this is a little bit off football, but I have a feeling that they may still have a tough time winning some of their fans back. So we'll see. I love football. I'm a huge 49ers fan, and they've not done real well this year. They put a really nice win streak together at the end of the year. But we'll see. We'll see. I know when Major League Baseball went on their strike, it took a decade for them to capture some of their fan base back.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'll see if the NFL is the same way. I think the NFL has always been drawn a few more spectators than Major League Baseball. So maybe it won't take as long, but that remains to be seen. But anyway,
Vikings versus Eagles.
Yeah, you know what? I feel like the Vikings kind of backed into the playoffs a little bit here. I'm going to give it the nod to the Eagles.
Okay, I'll go Vikings.
Okay.
Although the Vikings' history is such that they make it to the big game but never win.
That is true. Yeah.
And then our other game is New England versus
Jacksonville.
Right.
And right now,
Tom
Brady. There's something wrong with his hands. He's been at practice, but not really practicing throwing the ball a little bit. He's wearing gloves on his hands. He has some kind of an issue, and people go, well, it's cold there.
Yeah.
True, but he never wore gloves before during practice when it was cold.
Okay, so the elephant in the room for the 49er fan here is, wow, Garoppolo.
Oh, I know.
Could New England have used him now?
They would have loved to have him right now, I know.
I'm sure that the guy that they have is competent because
absolutely
you have to be in that Belichick system.
They would have never let Garoppolo go
if they
didn't have a competent backup.
All right, so there you go. There is our Men Are So Smart weekend review. We didn't get to the asteroid story, but did you see the video?
Oh, that's crazy.
It's freaking crazy.
I think Superman may have just landed for reals.
Is he a legal alien?
I bet he probably stole somebody's Social Security number. He's not as all-American as he's cracked up to be.
You know what? I'm keeping my eye on you,
We're
Superman. I'm watching that asteroid. I'm watching your asteroid. Okay, so that'll wrap it up. Thanks for watching. We appreciated it. All of our information in how to contact us on social media, be it through Facebook, Twitter, maybe it's through our blogs. All of the information will be provided below. Also wanted to thank our kind sponsors. They help to put the show on and keep it free each and every episode.
And Joel, hope you're feeling better.
Absolutely, my friend. You're a trooper. You'll get through this and you'll be even better.
Yep.
Take it from me. You got this. I've said that before, and I'm here to prove it. You got this. All right, I'm Lou Gallagher.
I'm Corvette Ronnie.
And we'll see you next time on Men Are So Smart.